The dry season in the outback. It's when the Aussie road train truckers go hard to bank as much money as they can.
You got to be done, you got to be tough. Good unloading with people that know what they're doing.
I'm pissed off, actually.
Millions of dollars worth of trucking contracts are up for grabs.
If that doesn't work, then we'll go to plan B. I don't have a plan B at the moment.
It does take a little bit of a toll being away from the family so much. The place that we're about to go load cows at is on fire. See that smoke? This whole place is on fire.
The roads out here are some of the longest on the planet.
Break your ankle.
One hat, one head. We got everything we need.
The chase is on to secure the biggest payloads and the most lucrative freight routes. All before the wet season hits and the roads get shut down.
Here we are as a turn off. We found it, so that's good. That's good, that's good.
Jake is pulling up to the cattle yards at Numble Station. His 53-metre triple road train is loaded up with $250,000 worth of precious breeder cows and calves.
What we got to be careful of is not falling off the trailer, and just making sure them cattle run off just nice and steady and not 100 million mile an hour, you know what I mean?
You definitely have to want the best for those animals and their welfare, you know what I mean? Do your best by them. Yeah, absolutely.
Unloading cattle is a dangerous job. Getting crushed, kicked and trampled are very real hazards that can put a truckie out of work for months.
Oh, good. There's a few calves there, so you don't want them to get lost in all the bloody commotion, but just trying to get them off just nice and steady, as steadily as we can.
The Bunteen Highway. And Dave's on the single-lane bitumen section of the road. He's on his way to the remote town of Top Springs to load up a car for delivery to Catherine. Top Springs is 300 k's southwest of Catherine along the Bunteen Highway. Dave's already dropped off a load of groceries, part of his weekly outback run. Transporting the car will help him earn a buck on his drive home to Catherine. Backloads are a critical part of keeping a trucking business out of the red.
It's always handy to get something to come back on, just pays, a little bit of cream. Yeah, there's a lot of broken down cars, and the 100 k's of dirt is pretty savage on cars. They break down often. Most of the cars that we bring back, you can't drive them, and they don't have mechanics out there that'll fix them.
Easy money if he can deliver by sunset.
It can be stressful. Nothing happens quickly out here. It makes it difficult because we're running to a kind of schedule. They're expecting me at a certain time. If I'm late, then everyone's wondering where, and then if I get a little bit too late, then they leave, and so I've got to try and get them and find them, and so it's a little bit stressful in that way.
The vehicle he's searching for is a $75,000 mine spec ute. It's parked on top of a loading ramp, The ramps are designed for heavy machinery. They can make loading light vehicles like this a nightmare.
But I've got to put it on the back of this trailer, so I can't get it all straight enough to back onto the loading ramp. So I'll unhook, hook onto this, back it on, and then hook it all up.
Dave needs to break his road train up so he can hook the rig directly to the flatbed. He needs to back up and get as close as possible to the loading ramp.
Just go see if the actual owner of the car's still here, see if they can give me a hand or if they had some idea how they're going to load it. Probably need another vehicle to tow it on.
But the identity of the owner remains a mystery.
The joys of this job.
At Nummal Nummal Station, Jake's cattle crates are full of cows and calves. Some are only a few weeks old. They're tiny and vulnerable.
There you go. Go on, girls. Hey, hey, hey. There you go, ladies. Hey, 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 hey.
The bottom levels are all empty. Jake needs the cattle on the upper deck to stay clear while he lowers the hydraulic ramp.
I was going to drop that ramp. There you go, girls. Hey, 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 hey. Way you go, eh? Don't do that. Way you go, eh? Whoosh, whoosh. Aye-oh.
September, October, and it's just outrageously hot. I feel like there was a week or two this year where it was like over 40 degrees every day, and it's just like building up, building up, building up, and there's just no give in the weather when you feel like it's going to rain and it doesn't rain, and it's just, yeah.
Jake can't afford to lose his cool. He needs to sign off on the $250,000 worth of cattle. Then get back to Catherine for an even bigger job.
You just want a copy of that con note? Yeah, for good, eh? Roger.
Jake needs to get on the road for a big dollar back-to-back load, but he can't leave Nummal Nummal Station until the cattle numbers are confirmed.
Oh, we had probably 5 decks come in today, and they come in on Schubert's truck, which was good. Jake seems good value. He knew how to unload them all well, and good unloading with people that know what they're doing.
Nice meeting you, mate. Yeah, you too, mate. Take it easy, eh?
Yeah, safe trip home.
Roger, thank you. It all went smoothly. Yeah, cows are in the yard, they're happy. Getting a feed and a drink now. There's 112 cows and 20 calves. So, yeah, they're all happy. All the calves are off. Found mum again, so yeah, they should be all sweet. Can't complain about that, so that's always good. Good feeling. Real good.
But there's no time to relax. Jake's next job is waiting for him in Catherine.
It is what it is. He's got to grab the bull by the horns and wrestle it.
Dave is in Top Springs, in the remote western region of the Northern Territory. He's backloading a $75,000 vehicle to take to the town of Catherine, but the ute is creating dramas. The trailer sits 30 centimetres higher than the loading ramp. With the dead weight of the ute, it's an impossible climb.
Trusty blocks.
Dave only has the most basic equipment to get the 2-ton ute onto the trailer.
Yeah, we can probably hook a chain on there and drag it on with another car. If it was back at the depot, I'd just get the forklift and the slippers and just load it, but out here, a little harder.
I would just get mine out first and then you can get yours.
Yeah. Shane's definitely got the shittest deal.
Jake's making a quick pit stop at home to see his partner, Hannah, and wrangle some clean clothes for his next job.
I think the longest Jake's been away for is probably about 10 days to 2 weeks. Always smells like cow poo. Greasy and...
Red dirt,
yeah,
grease,
that's rough.
oil.
That's rough on the washing machine, goodness. That's a 3-hour load just there to get the grease out. I've learnt to put vinegar in there, take a little bit of the smell out.
It's like fabric softener.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It does the same thing.
I wouldn't say, I just think sometimes it gets the cow smell out in the sweat.
Next question.
It's a good dip.
It is good, eh? You can't beat cod and relish, though.
You can.
You reckon?
Yeah, it's not even that good. Serious.
It is. It's better than your bloody hummus.
It's not.
Shit you
Should have
get.
brought my hummus down.
Nah, shit out.
What? Where are you going tomorrow?
Tomorrow harbour.
Maybe home for the weekend, maybe not.
You won't even
know.
be here anyway.
Yeah.
You'll be
Partying up.
with the girls indoor one party, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Go to the oyster bar.
Yeah, take your kini. Lay up on the beach. Anyway, I'll let you know when I know.
Yeah.
Dave is using everything at his disposal to get a $75,000 mine-spec ute onto a flatbed trailer.
I'll get a chain and drag it on with another car. See if I've got a chain. I've got a ring. Okay, worth a shot. We're going to try and use old mate's winch and drag it on. That's plan B. It just depends whether it'll just roll up that bump or not. And then we'll go to plan C. Well, I don't have a plan C yet. We'll make it up as we go along.
The 4x4 winch is rated to 4 tonnes, plenty of pulling power, enough to destroy the front end of the ute if Dave goes too hard. But it's not a straight pull.
Can you just take a little bit of weight?
Winch ropes hate sharp angles and sharp edges. The rope could snap or drag the ute sideways off the trailer.
You'll have to be my hand.
Yep. Just this way a bit.
Give a little bit of a pull there.
No, this way. Other way.
Other way.
If that cable breaks, it'll take his leg off.
In Katherine, Jake has jumped straight onto a 2,000-kilometre cattle run, and this time he's not alone. He'll travel in convoy with a second triple, driven by a road-trained trucker nicknamed Hollywood.
There, Jake.
AKA Grim.
Hello, Grim.
First, they'll pick up 12 decks of cattle worth $500,000 from a station 200 k's south of Katherine. They'll then deliver them to a station outside Alice Springs, 1,000 k's down the Stewart Highway.
Yeah. Now I forgot what I got you about. It doesn't sound like you. Good time to start with this shit, isn't it?
Hollywood has been a truckie most of his life and a road train driver for the last 25 years.
The reason why they call him Hollywood is because he's the best of the best truckers. So best manners, well dressed, very nice to everybody. That's why he's called Hollywood.
I didn't know that. Anyway, here's your $20 for saying that.
No, I did get told that.
Yeah. Well, here's 30 then.
Bit of a tricky one, this job, because we're loading so late in the afternoon. Like, daylight this morning would have been ideal, but you get that comes with the job. So it'll be a late night tonight.
The job is taking Jake and Hollywood from Katherine in the top to Alice Springs in Central Australia.
Probably the biggest challenge of this drive is the bloody 20-degree temperature drop from Katherine to Alice Springs. It's nothing to leave Katherine at a balmy 30 or 35 degrees and then get down to Alice Springs and it's zero, or zero or worse. There have been reports of a squeal when I've opened the door to unload in the morning, but it's not true.
Can you just take a little bit of weight?
Dave's time-critical $75,000 ute backload to Katherine is becoming more critical by the minute.
Give it a little bit of a pull there.
No, this way, other way.
His lack of resources is the problem. And it's not his first rodeo either. Dave's dramas started 8 hours earlier. 8 a.m. in the town of Largemanu on the western edge of the Northern Territory. This is Dave dropping off a truckload of food and groceries. To cover the costs of running the triple back to Katherine, Dave's going to load up his truck with 3 broken down vehicles.
We're just going to grab a car and put it on that front trailer, hopefully take it back into town in one piece.
Dave needs to get the 2-ton 4x4 into a trailer meant for fruit and veg. There's no loading ramps here. His only option is the community's 3-ton forklift. Dave's road train specialty is general freight. That means he needs to be a driver, mechanic and handyman.
Journey will be no problem. The lifting it up, hopefully we'll be able to block it up and, protect it a little bit.
The forklift can easily take the weight. Trouble is, it can also wreck the vehicle and any damage to the car on Dave.
The exhaust gets squashed, tail shafts get bent, all sorts of interesting things under there. If it's not flat, then it'll get bent. Yeah, I'll have to put a board under this side. I'll just see if I got some.
Dave will need to keep the more vulnerable parts of the car clear of the forks.
Probably can come a bit closer. Let's put one under the other side.
The blocks will protect the undercarriage of the ute, but they'll also raise its centre of gravity. Utes are heavy at the front and difficult to balance, and the forklift is working on uneven ground.
A little bit more if you can.
Got to keep an eye out for that white 650 here somewhere and grim too.
Jake and Hollywood are on their way to pick up 6 decks of cattle each. They're contracted to deliver them to a station near Alice Springs, 1,000 kilometres south. It's a $500,000 load.
He's just out of phone range, apparently, not far out of phone range.
Yeah, I reckon we get pretty close here somewhere now.
But first, they have to make an unscheduled stop.
This morning, one of the boys got a call for a broken down truck just south of Mataranka here somewhere. He thinks the problem is his alternator's packed it in. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. Yeah, you lose your alternator, you lose all your battery power. The alternator charges your batteries in your truck, so if they're not charging and run out of power, your truck's going to stop.
Breakdowns out here are brutal. There's very little phone signal, no roadside assist, and daytime temperatures peak in the 40s. When it does happen, truckies rely on one another to get the word out to send for help.
We got another alternator here for him. We just got to find him here and we'll drop that off to him, get him back on the road again. Here he is, right out. He's just around this next corner here, Grim.
Yeah, right, mate. I'll Just get around that corner and I'll pull up behind you.
The detour is going to make their day even longer. Dave is in Largemanu on the edge of the desert, backloading a broken down 4x4 into one of his empty trailers. This is the first of 3 he's been paid to collect and return to Catherine.
Probably can come a bit closer.
They're paid in advance. Failure to load means a full refund and a damaged reputation. Not what Dave wants.
Just a little bit more if you can. That's it. Yep. That'll do me. Oh, we didn't even break anything. Can you tilt it down a bit? Yeah. Done. Well, that went well.
1 down, 2 more to go. Between Dave and his next load is a truck-destroying, chewed-up dirt road. It snakes its way through some of the most remote regions in Australia.
It's a long way out here and it's not the best road. I would say that it's one of the worst in the territory. And you're just fighting it all day.
Kalkarinji and Largemanu lie on the edge of the Tanami Desert, remote red dirt country covering 65 million acres. It's one of the least inhabited areas of the outback.
The biggest danger would be just the gravel road, the unpredictability of it. They've had rain out here recently, so it could be quite cut up the first bit. Just means driving a little bit slower. The top is loose, corrugates. There's a few soft patches if they haven't fixed them.
The road is a combination of corrugations and ruts. If something goes wrong, Dave's on his own.
How are ya? Good, I'm Jake.
Jake and Hollywood have stopped on the side of the Stewart Highway to help a road train driver who's blown an alternator. Truckie Jordan spent the night on the side of the road.
A bit of a breakdown issue, but had to fought it down. I was rolling along, got a bit of a smell in the cab, then went to roll the hood, there was smoke peeling out. So lucky I stopped when I did, otherwise probably would have burnt out.
I'll hold that while you rattle it. Is that going the right way, mate?
Yeah.
It is? Righto.
Jordan has to get the old pulley off the busted alternator. It's a 2-person job.
Got to pull the pulley off this one and put it on the new alternator here. How's that, Ron? You right to put that on?
Yeah, yep. Well, thank you very much for that again.
Righto, mate.
Thank you very much again. Cheers.
See you next time, mate.
You too.
Poor bugger. Doesn't happen all the time, but could be you one day.
Yeah. A moment of truth.
Bloody good. Good deed done for the day, old mate.
Yeah, it was good to help him out. Of course, it'll come back in tenfold. It will be you on me one day.
Guaranteed.
I've definitely been in those fellas' shoes. I had a coolant leak on the side of the road and didn't have the right clamp to seal it off, and a fella pulled in behind me and then, yeah, had a yarn and told him all about it, and he sorted me out and got it patched up, so, and got me home. So, yeah, definitely know both sides of that story.
But their good deed has cost them precious time. They'll now be driving even later into the night. Dave's made it to Kalkarinji. He left a trailer here earlier. There's a car parked nearby, but Dave has no way of knowing if it's the right one.
I'll have to ring up and find out, but I was hoping they'd put it over here, but because it doesn't go. So I'll have to lift it from there. So hook up first and then I'll ring and make sure that that's the right one.
The last thing Dave wants to do is load and transport the wrong car 500 kilometres back to Katherine. Dave's in Kalkarinji, a remote town on the edge of the Tanami Desert, collecting his second backload for the day.
Hook up first and we'll load it.
Do you know what the story is with this car?
I have no idea. Just doesn't go. That's all I know. No idea.
Dave's taking a punt on the clapped out wagon.
Generally speaking, if the car is near the loading ramp, that's the one you're supposed to take. But every now and then it's not. It's just a random car that's parked there.
It'll be a tricky one. It has vulnerable side steps and body mouldings, as well as the exhaust and suspension components underneath.
Normally I carry them bonnet first, but bonnet's not catching properly, so put this one on backwards.
Transporting cars backwards isn't ideal. The rear doors don't seal very well, and the vehicle can easily fill up with dust. Dave has to guess where to position the forklift tines to perfectly balance the 2-ton vehicle. The wagon is lifted just high enough to clear the top of the flatbed. Even a tiny movement on the forklift will cause the vehicle to rock dangerously on the tines. It's loaded, but still a burning question.
Still yet to find out if it's the right car. It probably needs fixing anyway, but I'll ring and make sure that that's the right one. Silver Prado. No, there's one here. I'll make sure it's the right one.
Jake and Hollywood are trying to resuscitate their schedule. They made the 200-kilometre hop to Maryfield Station easily enough.
Well, looks Jake's you're right to keep coming too, mate. Nothing either way.
Still good?
Still good.
The 2 triple road trains have been fully loaded with $500,000 worth of cattle. From Maryfield Station, they'll head down the Stewart Highway to Alice Springs, 1,000 kilometres away.
I'll definitely have a look at mine. That highway is quickly grim, and then make a bogey at Renner.
I don't mind. Well, it's 4:30 now, mate. We might get down to Alice Springs about daylight, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, something, you reckon?
I reckon that'll be the best outcome. Yeah. You be right to stay awake all night?
No, not at all. Don't like it.
Yeah, right.
That one night you stayed up late, you were cranky all next day.
Oh, when was that?
They were loading the one.
In Kalkarinji, Dave's worried he's loaded the wrong vehicle.
Yeah, it's got WA plates, so this left here's the right one. I have got the right car, at least the right colour and the right type of number plate, so it's a good start. Yep, right to go.
2 cars down, 1 more to go. Across the Northern Territory, over 1.6 million cattle are moved every year by these double-deck, three-trailer road trains. It's a billion-dollar business in the top end. Hollywood grew up around cattle and has worked with them most of his life.
Because you're feeding and watering them and looking after them, so they get used to you, know what you're doing, and you can talk to them. They come up to you, you call them, and they're beautiful. It's a great sensation to have, cattle in hand and to be able to do that to them.
These big, long-term contracts are worth huge dollars to the trucking companies. Every single passenger needs to arrive happy and healthy.
Once you've loaded, those cattle are your cattle to look after. You are responsible to get those cattle to the other end and in good order, and no bruises, no dents in them. This trip here will be sort of 12, 13, 14 hours, depending how the cattle are going. Pretty important to keep them rolling. You just have to keep rolling.
Roadhouse food is the #1 energy source for truckies on the run.
You know the funniest thing? We can cook better at home than you can get when you go out. So we cook a lot at home. Yeah, we go out rarely.
Lonely sleepovers in truck stops are part and parcel of life on the road. But for Hollywood, home is where the heart is.
First thing I want Graham to do when he walks through the door is ravage me, kiss me, cuddle me,
And
drag me wherever.
then when I'm finished though, I can put my porch down, can't I?
Yes.
When Jake walks through the door, say, "Hey girl," give him a hug. If I've had a big day, sometimes it's nice to just chill out, hang out, make dinner, sit on the couch, watch some TV. That's about it. It's pretty chilled out.
If it's midnight, I just get grunted at.
Yeah.
Top Springs. And Dave's using a tourist's winch to drag a $75,000 vehicle onto his flatbed.
Back the other way, Pete. Back, loosen off a little bit.
He's already got 2 cars on board, but this one is proving to be the most challenging, and he needs all 3 sorted to make the backload pay.
We must be in gear or something.
Dave has used chunks of wood to fill the gap.
Give it a go? Yep. I'll get in and hold my foot on the rope.
But the angles on the cable are lifting the winch car up, taking the weight off the tyres, and it's being dragged through the gravel. Communication is also an issue.
Want me to keep pulling? Boys, you go back off a bit. Let's go back a little bit.
Dave is battling all sorts of extreme forces.
Let's go.
It's man versus ute, heavy vehicles, bad angles, and poor traction.
It's too big a step for it to jump up. If we're pulling up, it'd be fine, but we're pulling down, and so it's just hitting into the back of here. It's too far, so we just need to make a little bridge. They've got a couple of pallets that if we sit on there and run it back to here, then once we step up, we'll be all right then. So that's plan C.
Dave will be dragging the 2-ton ute over pallets that are working outside of their specifications. But if he wants to fulfill his triple backload order, it's his only option. To stop the winch car dragging, they're using slings to anchor it to the 3-ton forklift. There is no plan D. Dave has now utilised every meagre resource at his disposal.
We successfully got it on. Right, tie this on and then we'll be out of here. If you sit there long enough, you can figure stuff out. That's what they expect of us, and that's what I expect of me. I don't want to be calling the boss all the time saying, oh, it's too hard now. Like, we'll figure it out. It's more than one way to skin a cat.
I think he can do anything when it comes to, you know, fixing anything, building anything. Maybe not cooking, probably stay away from that. If it doesn't go in the toaster, then maybe just don't worry about it.
Jake and Hollywood are working in convoy to deliver $500,000 worth of cattle to a station near Alice Springs.
You got it, mate?
Oh, good, mate. Thank you very, very much.
No worries. Enjoy the rest of your night, eh?
Yeah, likewise, mate.
They're due there tomorrow morning, but as daylight fades, the roads become more dangerous.
You've got to be very vigilant this time of night for straying animals, pigs, kangaroos, donkeys, and a few horses. Non-stray cattle wandering onto the road. They're probably the worst of the lot because it's the sheer weight of them. And they hit pretty hard. There's cattle right there now, wandering out on the road. Can't do much about dodging them with loads we've got on, but we do the best we can. How far now, mate?
I would say 700-ish. Close your eyes though, it'll go a bit quicker.
In the top end, truckies do long hours on the road. The distance between towns is vast. Setting out late in the day means Jake and Hollywood will be driving through the night. The light is fading, so Hollywood drops further back behind Jake.
I'll just let Jake get out the headlights. It's annoying having somebody sitting on your tail all night. I'll go back probably about 4 or 5 kilometres if I see his tail lights every once or twice in an hour. That'll be pretty close. That'll be close enough to know where he is. Yeah, it begins a long night, I'd say. Bit to do yet.
So now we're just pulling in. Just going to check these cows, make sure everyone's happy on the back. We'll probably go and have a shower, so you're not black snaking it in your bed tonight.
Black snaky. That is a term for going to bed without a shower. Grubby, yeah.
Jake and Hollywood are pulling into a truck stop along the Stewart Highway to check the cattle and to freshen up.
We'll pull up over here and go and have a quick shower and get going again.
They have a contract to deliver their $500,000 load to a station south of Alice Springs by tomorrow morning, and they still have 8 hours of driving to go.
What do I need? Having a shower now so you don't get into bed dirty. You don't know when you're going to be home, so you've got to take everything and be pretty prepared.
Let's go and do it.
Yeah, if you've got no socks and jocks at home, it'd be a good idea to check your truck, I reckon, 'cause that's where they'd all be. This is a bit of a roadhouse, Renner Springs Roadhouse. I don't know, it'd be 150 odd k's north of Tennant Creek. So yeah, we're still 700-ish k's away from Alice Springs. Oh, and they got a shower. Brilliant. Well, I think I might do this little job by myself, eh, mate? I'll see you in a bit. A good shower will get you another 200 k's down the road. Absolutely, it'll freshen you up a good way.
Big drive tonight. Yeah, we'll try and get most of it done. We'll grab a few hours somewhere down the road, but no, it'll be right. We'll get it done. We will get it done.
You got that coconut soap? You got that coconut?
I just used it all.
Just a bit of truck etiquette. Put all your dirty, smelly jocks and socks underneath your bunk in your toolbox. You're better off sticking up your toolbox rather than your bunk. So.
Jake and Hollywood will need to push through to Alice Springs to deliver the cattle on time.
Yeah, mate, we're still going good. Tracking along all right here, making not bad time.
These transport contracts are dependent on cattle sales, weather, and 1,000 other factors that can change the best laid plans at any time, day or night.
I don't know, mate. Yeah, just got a call. The office, but he looks like the other unload down here between 10 and 11, they tell us. You got Port Augusta tomorrow, but the following morning it's back to Darwin and cattle for the look of it.
Jake and Hollywood's 2-day, 2,000k job just turned into 4 days and 4,000 kilometres. Next time, Jake and Hollywood's 4-day, 4,000k Thunder Run takes another crazy turn.
What's the news this morning, old mate?
So I've got a bit more to do than you. Got a text message from Luke.
Oh, okay.
I've got to keep going a bit further.
You got to go down to those other yards.
Yes. Yeah.
Right on.
So yeah, don't worry about waiting for me. You turn and burn, mate.
Right on, mate.